Hello and welcome to the spring update for Shaping the Future of Portsmouth. You're going to be hearing from three of our wonderful programme leaders, Jane Lemaire, David McCaskill and Lisa Gibbs, about the three programmes they are leading with their army of volunteers who support them. For me, I wanted to start this update with the feedback from our annual conference held at the Guildhall in January at the end of that month. It was probably the most important conference we've held for many years because of the situation that we've found ourselves in with the pandemic over the last 2 years. And the 300 plus people who attended, the feedback they've given has been so positive and so encouraging to not only meeting and getting together again, but also our plans for the year. We announced at that conference that we have updated our vision for the city. Our new vision is transforming Portsmouth together. It encapsulates all that Shaping and we are trying to do. Transforming any one of our 13 projects that we're doing, any one of our 13 programs we're doing, is seeking to transform the lives of the people who are affected by those programs. Portsmouth, of course, that is our centre of our universe. That's the city that we support and want to continue to work for. And together, the partnerships we've built and continue to build are growing stronger and deeper and broader. So transforming Portsmouth together encapsulates everything we're trying to do. As I say, with the situation at the moment in Ukraine, we still have a cloud on this particular of our horizon. But in terms of our own domestic agenda, we're going to try very hard and make sure that 2022 is an exciting and positive year for the people and our city. But let me start with some thank yous. We have got 148 current volunteers who give their time freely and passionately to one of our 13 programs and projects. And without them, we cannot and will not be able to be as successful as we are. The success of the programs and the outputs has brought even more partners to sponsor us and the work we're doing. We've now got 56 organisations who directly sponsor us for the work we do, and we're very grateful for that. The 9 directors who sit in our legal entity and actually help me guide and steer the shape of Portsmouth to come. Again, I'm very grateful to those 9 who, again, give their time freely. But in terms of the actual programmes themselves, as I said, Jane, David and Lisa will talk about their 3. I'd like to talk about another couple of highlights for the year that we are going to plan to execute. I mentioned at conference the renaming of the Business and Enterprise programme to Start Up and Thrive. There are some great organisations who are offering pre and immediate startup support. So what we're going to do is try and move along the radio dial and pick businesses up that have started and actually make sure that they get the help they need at that critical point. But we're also going to do a second thing. We've been in touch with members of all the major minority groups, both in terms of the Chinese, in terms of the Bangladesh, and the LGBTQ plus teams, to get them involved in the management group that will oversee the offerings that we make. We want to make our city offerings the most inclusive we can. Our education and skills focus will continue to be around exploring the future of our next generation, of promoting apprenticeships, and also enabling those out of work to get skills to get into work, and those in work who need upskilling to get the access to those skill courses as well. In community, it encapsulates it around our pathway to employability. We're working with some of the care leavers who've left the foster care system and want to seek to actually make a better life for themselves. We're working with the Society of St James, with the rough sleepers who are now housed in 3 facilities in the city. We are also working and going to work with other groups where employability is something that they are challenged to get because of the skill base they've got. And we're seeking to work with our partners to give them the opportunity. We will continue to actually work on the Armed Forces Covenant, and we've set ourselves some ambitious goals to encourage companies to sign up and commit themselves to that pledge. Our ambassadors go from strength to strength, and they are going to start to now represent the city with the cruise ships. And as you've noticed, with more and more and more of those will be coming in. And there's some exciting plans we've got for the cruise programme, which I'll talk about later in the year. The Monica Appeal, named after Michael Thornton's mother, Monica, will seek to offer free services to our charities who've been dedicated to actually support those people in need in the city. And if we can offer them free resources, then they can spend more of their grant money on frontline services. So whichever programme, whichever pillar, whichever part of the Shaping family you're in, thank you. Thank you for everything you do for us. And I look forward to updating you more as the year goes on. Thank you.
I'm Dave McCaskill, the Programme Leader for Shaping Portsmouth's Armed Forces Covenant Programme. So here I am in the historic naval base, standing outside HMS Victory, oldest serving warship, alongside HMS Queen Elizabeth, our nation's flagship, that's just returned from deployment worldwide. Signing the Armed Forces Covenant is a pledge to the military, family, friends and associated persons, including the reserve service, to recognise the service that these people have done for our country. In Portsmouth, we've made a commitment at Shaping Portsmouth that we aim to get as many of our businesses signed up to the Covenant as possible. We've doubled our numbers from 33 to 68 in a very small period of time, and we want you to ask the question, what does signing the Armed Forces Covenant do for me and my organisation? Once you've had a little bit of a think, it is a simple pledge, a pledge to incorporate, include and show value to our armed forces personnel, our reservists, leaving personnel and people coming into the working world. That's me, Dave McCaskill, Shaping Portsmouth, Armed Forces Covenant Chairperson, asking you to have a look and sign the Covenant for your company's behalf.
Hello, I'm Lisa Gibbs and I'm the leader of the Business Digital Resilience Programme for Shaping Portsmouth. We have extremely knowledgeable professionals in our group from IT, telecoms, insurance and cybersecurity backgrounds. The aim of our programme is to help local businesses become resilient to digital risks. There's more to resilience than just good IT security. There are lots of other areas to consider, things like regular staff training, effective risk management, having response plans ready and in place, reviewing potential risks in the business's supply chain, and managers and owners overcoming optimism bias so that they're not thinking these things, these incidents, these risks won't happen to them and their business. While we can't give individual businesses advice on how they should build resilience, what we can do is provide the resources and the tools to help them achieve it. So we already have resources and articles written by professionals from our group on our page of the Shaping Portsmouth website, and there will be more to come throughout the year. There will also be dates for webinars and workshops coming soon. Please keep an eye out for updates in the regular Shaping Portsmouth newsletter and social media pages. And if you have a story or an experience that you would like to share with other businesses, then please do get in touch. Your identity can remain anonymous, but those real life situations are much more effective than hypothetical ones in helping business owners really understand their risks and therefore build resilience.
Hello, my name's Jane Lemaire and I'm the Business Manager for Employment Learning Skills at Portsmouth City Council, but I'm also the Joint Lead of the Skills and Employability Programme within Shaping Portsmouth. We bring together a group of volunteers who support a range of programmes that are designed to support our businesses with their skills needs. Last year we had a lot of successes and this year we want to do more. Later in the year, we hope to revisit the business survey that went out originally in 2019. That survey looked at how our businesses accessed different business and skills support and what their needs were moving forward. But things have changed a lot with COVID, so it's what else we can do. And hopefully we'll be launching that later on in the year. Our big success was a campaign called 100 in 100 last year, where we sought to find 100 opportunities in 100 days for our young people. Obviously, within Portsmouth, we smashed that and actually created 269 starts within that time period, but actually over 400 opportunities were created. So this year we want to do more, and that includes looking at doing things differently. So we'll absolutely focus on apprenticeships and looking at upskilling existing staff as well as starting new, but it'll also look at perhaps how we can support our colleges and skills providers with different work experience opportunities and perhaps particularly T-levels. So we look forward to sharing that with you as we move through the year. We're going to really solidify the Portsmouth Pledge. So a lot of you might be familiar with this campaign, which is really just making sure that our businesses and individuals have very clear access to support, and that if you have any challenges, that we at Shaping Portsmouth will help you make sure that you get the support you need to move your business forward. We have a great skills provider group that really came together again last year and that are working to make sure that we support our businesses and that all of the provision that we have going on in our colleges and independent training providers is reflecting the needs of the businesses, not just now, but as we move through the future. That's also going to turn into another project, which is around adult skills. So making sure that we across the city are putting on some great courses that help individuals to upskill, either as your existing employees, but also as people who are looking for work in the city, so that we can really support those adults who are unemployed across the city to move into sustained employment, and that we can help you as businesses recruit. So we look forward to sharing information about that as we move forward. We've also got some other projects going alongside us, including the SEND project run by my colleagues in education. And that's really about disability confident and looking at supporting young people aged 16 to 24 to have the same opportunities, even if they have learning disabilities and difficulties. As we do that, we'll be looking for more work experience opportunities and helping our employers to overcome the perceived barriers to employing someone with a disability. Very much looking at ability rather than barriers. So we look forward to including you on those too. Really, the whole work is around ambition and raising aspirations. Portsmouth City Council have a week once a year in January that's looking at raising aspirations. This started as a great project in our primary schools, but we saw the opportunities to really celebrate the movement for individuals and businesses too. So we're going to look at how we can continue to raise aspirations and to be ambitious about Portsmouth, hopefully supporting you as businesses and individuals to move forward and thrive as we go through 2022. If you'd like to get involved, please just get in touch with Shaping Portsmouth or make a LinkedIn request to any one of us, and we'll be really pleased to work with you. Any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask us, but we'll be here continuing to try and make things just a little bit better as we move through the year.